Hello, my name is Camelia Murray, and today I want to talk about media literacy gaps among college students. Today we were going to be talking about how, as college students, just like myself, how we really suffer from literacy gaps when it comes to things that we need to know as college students, such as reading and writing and other things that we come along as we progress in school that we fail to realize it's important to us because we either along in high school or going into college don't know these things, and it makes us struggle just a tad when it comes to these literacy gaps. So with this issue, media literacy means being able to access, evaluate, and create information across different platforms. While we use technology every day, a lot of students are not on the same level of skills, like analyzing, recognizing misinformation, or even digital tools that we use. This gap creates boundaries, not even for education, but also for us to participate in society. I feel like as students, some of us come from different backgrounds, such as like some of us come from Title One or Title Two schools, where some of us get the education that we want from being in different neighborhoods or being in low income area neighborhoods where we don't get the education that we need. So, some students come from like communities, and some of them, like I just said, have strong programs, digital programs, and some of us don't. And others have limited to like technology and training. Would I would say like far as in a income area, we don't have the things that we would have if we were in a upgoing area. Such as me, for example, growing up in a low income area, we didn't have the books and the technology and the computers when I was in school before I came to college. And it made it really difficult. And as a result, it makes students, it shows where they fell in the literacy gap as a student because they don't have the right they didn't have the right structure. That's the only way I could put it because me as a student, I kind of went through those things. Like going in my first year at UNCG, I had no idea what to expect. So I kind of went and I mean, I pushed my way through, but I feel like as students, as me and myself, like we don't know how to navigate online platforms effectively and identifying credible sources. So this is the time where we take to see what we can do to fix these literacy gaps inside of students, as myself and other students around the world. I feel like the second thing that I want to talk about and to put in consideration is some students with lower media literacy, they struggle to keep up with online assignments, papers, research, even basic communications with their professor. Beyond the academics, I feel like that we are more variable or to have a misfunction on social media or unfulfilling to engage in civil life to get an understanding. When I say stuff like that, I like to go into detail because I feel like as me as a college student, and maybe others can relate, that I sometimes struggle to keep up with homework assignments. And as an example for this class, this was a mini master class. This was a very challenging class for me, but I have the way to I stay and stick to it. Some days it was really hard for me to understand the assignments, but I mean, I reached out to my professor to get everything, in motion, but it's still for me and other college students, I know what it feels like to have like a misunderstanding onto what to do. So I feel like with this, we need to, have a ways for us to understand and, understand about the news and the ethics and, our social issues. And the third thing that I like to talk about is the solution. College students provide, like, I feel like colleges should provide workshops, tutoring for students that, they don't understand stuff. Like, I understand, like UNCG, for example, we have we have the writing center, and we have tutoring, and then we have peer groups. And I feel like that's very helpful because I've been to the writing center numerous times because I was so insecure about my writings. But I feel like too, like, we should build a curriculum off of digital media literacy for, students to understand. And, professors can navigate assignments so where we could teach students to, how to evaluate sources and engage for information that they need. Also, like I just said, the peer mentoring, like, in library supports and stuff. I feel like that's very important because you can get a close gap to, understanding what the student really needs. And I feel like that's amazing because our school, UNCG, it covers a lot of that. But I mean like around the world, even with schools like HBCUs and stuff, I feel like that we can cover all of these to help students thrive. As myself, I feel like that I can thrive in many ways with all these resources. And with me closing, I would like to say, like, this class and this topic that I picked, I feel like it was a really good eye opener for myself and for my audience because along literacy gaps among college students is not just more of a technology problem. It's a social issue, and equity. Every race has an issue, not just, people of my kind. That's the only way I can put it. Education affects a lot of students nowadays, and I feel like, it's a civil engagement for future opportunities. Be a knowledge of the social gap that we have between this literacy stuff. And this still could be helpful for every college student because we can provide resources to help ensure that every student meets every need that they need. And where we make technology, we shape it for every part, and we make everybody successful in our lives. And I feel like it's helpful, and I feel like the stuff that I had credible sources to what can help college students. And I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I'm really glad that I enjoyed this class because it was a very eye-opener for me. And have a good day.